Good morning, everyone. Wow, it's nice to be here. I'm disappointed that there's no CBA. Anyway, I'm doing my master from UNZA. UNZA laka. Viva, viva, moma. Viva, monko, viva. Thank you very much. I was born in Mumbwa. Yeah, I'm a Mumbwa, that much I know. You can call me that. Born and raised in Mumbwa. While I was still in Mumbwa, I had a chance of visiting the biggest national park, which is Kafue National Park, which was quite interesting, that had exposure to wildlife when I was young. But building on that, when I was in high school, I wanted to study engineering. Just like most African children. You know, there's that career guidance that you go through. And of course, when we're growing up, now I want to become a medical doctor, I want to become an engineer, which is a very good thing. I was actually that child. So when I was in grade 12, results came out and I wanted to go to UNZA or CBU because I needed scholarship. But things didn't come out the way I wanted them to be. When the results came out, I couldn't qualify in NS. As you may be aware that for you to do engineering or medicine, you needed to go underscore natural sciences, which is quite competitive. You know, it's either you've got 6 points, 7 points, so yeah, cover. So, but then I needed that, that funding. What did I do? I had to go into school of natural resources at the Copperbelt University and looked around the programs that were there. So it was interesting that I found that they were offering a program called wildlife management. I'm like, cool, let me apply in this program because at least at that background of being passionate about natural resources. I went to CBU, I was offered admission. That was a great step for me. A boy from Mumbwa going to Kitwe, a big city, it was very, very good for me. I went there, it was interesting. First year, we reached there, we started doing our own things because I had, time to myself, there was no curfew, it was quite interesting. We started license, and little did I know that when you go to CBU, I know that the CBU graduates here, underscore of natural resources. There's that thing, they would call us names to say, there's no way, we moiche, kale pepeke finama. You get it, huh? I'm like, no, you'll be chasing lions, what and what, yo. The elite programs, that much we know. But of course, when I went there, they used to look down on us. You see, no, these are people that will be working with Zawa and stuff like that. But then when you're young, of course, that will affect you to a certain degree. To say, some guys are graduating, Zambo Pishana na mapochas. So that was also something that was like affect us. But then I had to talk to one of my seniors. By then she was in her 4th year. I was like, you know what? I know this is affecting me. And I went to see, I remember name Namuya. I went to her room. Like, Namuya, they're telling us to say we'll be chasing lions. I don't want to die. What is this program about? Because she had an internship, she explained to me to say, you know what? There are actually opportunities out there. This is something that will just happen. I'm saying this because I know that there are people that are about to go to UN, and these are things that you're going to experience. Yes, we should agree to say there are those programs that are late, of course. And even just parents here, there are a few parents that would say, I want to send my child to go and do wildlife management. I want to say my child go and do forest. Of course, they'll just be saying, my son, I want you to become a lawyer. I want you to do medicine. Or if you go to a class today, you meet children, you ask them, what do you want to do? Trust me, there's a chance that maybe the whole class, no one will say that I want to do wildlife management. But things are changing. Fast forward, I graduated, which was a great achievement. I was so happy. I went back to Mumbwa. I told my parents, I'm a graduate. Now, next step, job hunting. These lecturers are not honest people. And I know that one of my lecturers here, but I'll say they're not honest people. They said, when you graduate, these organizations will be fighting for you. When we graduated, there was no fight. These organizations were very calm. Yeah. So it was challenging. I went back home, of course, now looking for jobs. One day, mom told me to say, Remo, ekalisha sana panganda. Are you sure that you can work anywhere apart from Department of National Parks with this program that you've done? I explained to mom to say, it's just a matter of time. You see, then I think sometime again, she was at home, her friend came from church, They were chatting like, mwana wenaikala sana oyo. What did he study at CBU? Did he graduate? You see? Then mom, of course, even she didn't know what I did. Like she wasn't so much knowledgeable. She was just like, you get it, huh? So it's quite interesting. You see that even my mom, she wasn't knowledgeable about this program. But of course, one day I received a call from one of my former lecturers. Hey, Remy, how have you been doing? I said, sir, you are not honest. I've stayed for 1 year plus without doing anything. I was actually close with him. He told me to say, no, actually, I've got an opportunity for you. I've started doing my PhD, but I need a research assistant. But the only issue is that when it comes to finances, it won't be easy for you. So I want somebody who's going to be based in Kitwe. If you can find accommodation there, we can be working together. But for me, I was just like, you know what? I guess now people have started fighting for me. I went to Kitwe. I didn't want to think about the finances because I knew that what I wanted was to build my CV, to get experience and the exposure. I went to Kitwe, started working with him. We were working on a research on small mammals, specifically the rodents. I got there, little did I know that there are other opportunities just within CBU. Other lecturers started looking for me to say, no, can we do this environmental impact assessment with you and stuff like that. So I got exposed, which was very good for me. When that program was coming to an end, I had a chance to come to Lusaka and attend, Conservation Careers Fair. It was just on this day when I was on my social media, going through my phone, then I saw an opportunity called Conservation Careers Fair. I'm like, okay, cool, this is interesting. That advertised about it. I was like, you know what, no matter what, I'm going to attend this. So that's how I actually managed to come to Lusaka at the Mlongoshi International Conference. That was 2018. I was so much excited when I reached at the conference, seeing different organizations exhibiting their work. I was like, cool, because of that lack of awareness about different organizations. I was so happy. I was there networking with different peers. I had to connect with different organizations. I met, in particular, Tandiwe Mwetwa. She was giving this beautiful presentation when she was working for ZCP. This is a person that I only watched on TV because she's quite known. I went to her to say, you know what, this is my first time. I'd want to work for ZCP. She told me to say, we don't have any opportunities currently, but I can advise you. You've seen that table there. There's an organization called Wildlife Crime Prevention. They're just starting. Then they're the ones that have organized this. So I went there, I talked to them to say, no, I'm a graduate. I would want, to work for you guys. They said, okay, like our page, opportunities might pop up. So what I did was, I was at the Conservation Careers Fair. I had to take note of all the organizations that were there, followed them on their socials. That was interesting. Months later, I saw a post by Wildlife Crime Prevention that advertised a position for a data analyst intern. I was like, wow, this is great. Because what they were looking for somebody who can do data collection, do data analysis and stuff like that. And that's what I was doing. I applied for that opportunity. Luckily, I was called for an interview. But then it was in Kitwe. It was in Lusaka and I was in Kitwe. And I was so broke. I remember calling them to say, are you going to give a transport refund? Like, no, we don't do that. I'm like, I've attended a few interviews and I've been failing. And I can't afford to travel all the way from Kitwe to Lusaka just to attend an interview. Luckily, Dr. Imakando, the one that I was working with, he told me to say, no, you have to go, I'll give you transport money. That's how I came to Lusaka. It was quite interesting. Went for the interview. I found about 9 to 12 people that were attending the interview, and I was the first one. I was quite nervous, but I knew what I wanted because I'd prepared for this. I attended the interview, which went well. I went back to Kitwe. They called me for the second interview to say, you have to come to Lusaka. I'm like, guys, again, why can't we do it online? You get it? Because I don't have the finances. Fast forward, I came for the interview, and I was fortunate enough that I got this internship program, which was very, very interesting for me. That an organization that I actually found at the Careers Fair gave me this opportunity. Many times people would say, when these people are advertising for these opportunities, they already have somebody. But that's not true. it's transparent. You just need to connect and you have to be prepared. I got this internship program. The same week, I received another call to say, hey, Remy, from Dr. Nyerenda to say, there's an opportunity for you. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. There's a position for you. But then I said, I've got another one. At an intern level, I was able to turn down other opportunities. That's how great it was. I worked for WCP for a year as the internship was supposed to be for a year. But just within 6 months, that to give me full employment because I was determined, I knew what I was doing, which was a great achievement. Seizing opportunities within the conservation space, it's quite interesting. I understand that my background, people would look down on us, but I've had opportunities. Just this year, I'll just talk about this year. I was selected, like the previous speaker said, that she was selected as a cohort under WCN program. That was for last year. This year, I was selected among the 6 Africans, for that program, which is very good. They offer financial support, they offer mentorship programs and trainings. It is a great opportunity for me. The greatest opportunity, again, that I got this year was a boy from Mumbwa flew out of Africa for the first time. You see? For the first time, I flew out of Africa. I went to Singapore. I was on a plane for 19 hours. I know somebody's going to say, a plane is just a mode of transport. If African black child, a plane is an achievement, guys. It's not an easy thing. You see, I had that chance. I went to Singapore, which was interesting for me. But remember, WCN sponsored my flights. It's the connection that I had. 2 months ago, I actually got promoted to a managerial position. You see, which is a great opportunity for me. Within a space of 4 years, I've achieved all these things. What I'm trying to say is that let's be passionate about what we're doing. Understand that different people with different backgrounds in here. I know there are people that have done law, but you're passionate about conservation. Trust me, regardless of whatever you've started, you can study what you want, but conservation has got room for everybody. We've got lawyers that are working in conservation. We've got accountants that are making sure that, financial resources are in line. Trust me, don't lose hope. Don't allow anybody to make you, feel less of yourself. Thank you very much. This is where I end my speech.